For me and for my wife, you know, of course there's a lot of stuff that hurts. I will not be bullied.
Let's call this a modern fairy tale.
What could possibly go wrong?
They have proven themselves to be liars.
Why are they talking about race?
How you don't have your daddy at your wedding?
I want to be near them. I want to be a part of their life.
What you're doing to your father's not right.
She wanted her privacy invaded.
There were women who worked for her who were absolutely broken by her.
Just by existing, we were upsetting the dynamic of the hierarchy.
He has become a traitor.
Who are their friends now?
The fairy tale has fractured.
They would change the world.
And what about Harry? What hand do you think Harry plays in all this?
He wasn't a saint either.
I remembered the tools that my coach gave me in order to not get through the day, not survive through the day, but to love the day.
Thrive through
and thrive through it. How do you know?
I know.
It's not enough to just survive something, right? Like, that's not the point of life. You've got to thrive.
I think we maybe have the same coach.
Right. Wow.
There's something cult-like about Meghan Markle. And I think that poor Harry is basically it's just a one person. The congregation is just him.
Prince Harry doesn't even have a brain now. He's just mind slug, you know mind slug? Yeah, he's just like completely zombified by Meghan. So Meghan, brainwashed.
That man loves me so much.
But the lesson is a brutal one for Harry and for anyone watching or listening.
Harry knows that lots of people hate his wife. He did use that word, but it only makes him defend her more, and that he sort of sees her as someone who needs his protection, and so any criticism he takes very personally, and it makes him, love and cherish her more.
And unfortunately, she is the major advisor to Harry. So, she doesn't take advice, and he only takes hers.
So we're hearing the same theme here, that some dishes might have been broken in Montecito over the weekend.
When he gave that interview to the BBC, he looked
He looked so angry.
Harry is very emotional and gets very, very, very angry and he's very intense. He's got the Spencer temper.
Yeah.
And they all had it.
Kids may get into trouble. I know a thing or two about that. One of her mottos to me was, you can be as naughty as you want, just don't get caught. It's quite easy to be able to abandon your values because some people are proving that it's easier to get to the top by, lying.
You might recall Barbara Barnes told Lady Glenconner that Harry, on the other hand, who she nursed as a child, was born angry.
Harry, I think, was a bit more difficult.
And you mentioned something she said about Harry.
He was born angry.
Yes.
Harry, shush. Harry, sit down. Just sit. Just sit.
The parents of Harry's contemporaries used to go to great lengths to avoid having Harry at any of their birthday parties, events, whatever. That Harry has always been mean and nasty and angry.
Disproportionately, sloppily angry. I snapped at her, spoke to her harshly, cruelly.
Harry does vaguely address the issue in his book Spare,
where he retells the story of how he was nasty and unkind to a school matron at his prep school, where he mocked her disabilities and her looks.
He names her. She's called Pat. He said she was greasy and too ugly for him to feel horny.
Unlike the other matrons, Pat wasn't hot. Pat was small, mousy, frazzled, and her hair fell greasily into her always tired eyes.
Harry didn't need to retell this story for the public, but he did.
Pat had many crosses to bear. The biggest seemed her knees and spine. The latter was crooked, the former chronically stiff.
Can you imagine if Pat's still alive, how she felt when that got brought up and publicised, what her family must feel like?
Often we'd stand on the landing below her doing antic dances, making faces. Do I need to say which boy did this with the most enthusiasm?
Dear Harry.
For me, the reward wasn't tormenting poor Pat, but making my mates laugh.
Harry's book has confirmed every negative story that they have said was made up by the press. Every time that we've seen them on a TV show saying the media made this up, but then Harry is reciting how he did slap around his staff.
I growled at him, swung on him, slapped his head. He barely reacted. He just frowned like an ultra-patient parent. I slapped him again. I loved him, but I was determined to hurt him. I heard him say to another bodyguard, "He's a handful tonight." "Oh, you want to see a handful? Here you go, here's a handful."
Okay, so he mocks to punch, and somebody goes, "Well, take note, paparazzi and British press. That's how Harry's gonna treat you." And I'm like, with violence, really?
I mean, when is Harry not fighting? He's fighting his family. He's fighting social media companies, big tech companies, the UK government. This is Harry, who is the saviour, the warrior, a crusader fighting for justice.
You know, and I always think about it like the end of Super Mario Brothers when you get to the final level, and what's the goal in Super Mario? They're like, slay the dragon, save the princess.
Not slay a dragon, that's a different game. Do you really think Meghan Markle played Super Mario Brothers? Am I the only one?
I'm like, that's my husband. He's just out there just constant, like he's just going to do whatever he can to make sure that our family is safe.
Well, 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 my dears. Isn't it poetic justice that Prince Harry seems to be facing the same sort of allegations that he and his spouse have been espousing for the past several years? Bullying, mismanagement, racism, oh dear, misogyny, and this word that I must admit I have not heard before. It's a wonderful word, isn't it? Misogynoir. I think that was it, wasn't it?
Misogynoir. I was like, it kind of sounds a little fancy.
Ooh la la, misogynoir.
Misogynoir is defined as hatred of, aversion to, or prejudice against black women.
Misogynoir.
Misogynoir. So you're not just a misogynist.
I absolutely love it. You couldn't make it up, could you? So we're going to look over these very serious allegations.
Why are we holding them to the lowest ethical standards? In any other circumstance, a business would commit all resources to fixing the bug.
The meshing of Sentebale and Meghan is not a happy one because they are essentially two entirely separate organisations and operations, and the only thing they have in common is Prince Harry. And there's been a series of very detailed allegations against him.
Dr. Sophie Chandauka's continued allegations that he's a colonial-style white saviour racist bully who has imperiously talked down to her.
Sentebale is a smoking ruin of a charity.
Prince Harry has stepped in it big time.
Some suggested that while he was filming his Netflix series with Meghan, they were basically elbowing people from Sentebale out of the way.
The Duchess decided to attend, but she told us she wasn't attending. And so the choreography went badly on stage because we had too many people on stage. The international press captured this.
And here's that moment on stage as she's sharing again, the B-roll's gonna come in, but this awkward moment where she had to step in and then Meghan moves her over.
There was a lot of talk about the Duchess and whether she should have been there and her treatment of me.
And I think we've got that video actually. Let's listen.
So if you want to come over here, again, a big thanks to all those who provided horses.
Prince Harry asked me to issue some sort of a statement in support of the Duchess, and I said I wouldn't.
where Harry was supposed to have sent an email that was angry, and it was essentially saying, you're not paying my wife enough respect, because Harry's attitude towards his wife is one that she must be venerated and taken seriously and paid respect at all times by all people.
Not because I didn't care about the Duchess, but because I knew what would happen if I did so.
Dr. Sophie says she has the receipts, including angry emails he sent to her because she wouldn't stand up for Meghan.
Prince Harry demanded Charity Chair explain herself after she refused to publicly defend Meghan Markle. That's just proving the bullying claims.
Well, the allies of the Sussexes, i.e. the Sussex Squad Online, have of course taken to Twitter to lambast this Dr. Sophie Chandauka, her person, in every single conceivable way they can.
Prince Harry has really messed up here, but all his public posturing about fighting against online bullying and harassment, he praises the Sussex Squad, who have literally bullied Dr. Sophie off of Twitter.
What would have happened if you had simply just said, there's nothing wrong with what's happened?
Well, the Duchess has told Dr. Sophie Chandauka to make a press release about her, and then she'll get even worse trolling.
The target was put on her back the moment she refused to actually stand up for Meghan.
When you go onto her Twitter account now, here you go. This account does not exist. She shut it down.
I wake up this morning, I see a bunch of Sussex squaddies just going after this woman.
I've been attacked by the Sussex Squad, and I know loads of journalists who have as well.
They're going after her, her family, their employees, they're going after their family as well. The harassment is insane.
This is a couple that speaks out against cyberbullying. They have been exceptionally vocal on this subject. And yet, what is it that her fans are doing? Cyberbullying.
Surely, none of us want to live in a world where there is no consequence or accountability.
And then the Mail Online goes to Harry and says, look what's happening. Look at what your fans are doing. Do you have any comment about it? Spokesperson, but Prince Harry declines to comment.
So an old friend named Alex Rayner claims he was in contact with Prince Harry over the weekend, and he says H is very happy for me to speak for him about how he feels about this awful situation. Now, Rayner adds that he believes some of the accusations from Sentebale chairwoman Dr. Sophie Chandauka may possibly spring from jealousy of Prince Harry's wife, Meghan. He told the Daily Mail it feels like Dr. Sophie had her nose put out of joint because she was not the most important woman of color on the stage.
So you mean to tell me, Harry, getting one of your white, rich Eton classmates to talk this way about a black woman, you think this is a good thing?
A black lawyer.
Oh my God.
So stupid.
This is the dumbest thing.
It's like a nosedive.
Oh God.
No wonder this woman no longer felt comfortable working with Prince Harry, knowing that this is the company he keeps.
When that failed, Prince Harry started to brief, and his team, sponsors that I'd been speaking to against me.
That's deliberate reputation sabotage. It's talking behind her back to kill credibility. If he can't get her out directly, he was going to poison the well until others start turning on her.
That is a sure way of getting me out if it's seen as though I'm not being successful in my fundraising efforts.
And he's not trying to fix anything. He just wanted to make her look like she was failing, even if she wasn't. He probably sees himself as the victim. And that's the danger of victim identity. It gives people just enough justification to act like a villain and still feel righteous.